While driving down from my home in Memphis, Tennessee to Utica, Mississippi on a freelance assignment, I started getting calls relaying the rumors. Rumors soon became triumph. Statues of the Confederate generals and the slavers that stood in Memphis, one of this nation's blackest cities, were scheduled for removal that night. Nathan Bedford Forrest and Jefferson Davis both had been memorialized in the heart of the city for over a century, and residents had spent much of 2017 fighting, buoyed by successful Confederate monument removals across the country. For months, I documented the local movements calling for removal and oppression both by Memphis Police Department and racist Confederate apologists. It'd been a brutally hot summer with protests stretching into the dog days. Tammy Sawyer, a black Memphian, and a coalition of other black leaders led the movement against the statues with the support of hundreds of everyday folks. For their efforts, they were met with arrests and harassment. After finishing my assignment as quickly and carefully as I could so as to not let the excitement overtake me, I white-knuckled it the nearly 4 hours back to Memphis. When I arrived, I was met by police barricades and officers with the Memphis Police's organized crime unit. They asked me for a quote-unquote event pass to grant me access to the public park where the removal was happening. Closing off these public spaces felt like a sublimation against history. For an excruciating half hour, I negotiated with them about my validity as a member of the press. Finally, after a colleague vouched for me, I was able to approach the perimeter of the park where a small crowd gathered. Many had arrived as soon as the news had broken and before the barricades went up. Some had been a part of the summer of protests. Others were simply attracted by the spectacle of a gigantic bronze statue being escorted away on a winter's night. Whatever brought him to that edge of sidewalk along Union Avenue, everyone seemed to agree that it was important to be a witness. Shortly after 9 p.m., the statue was lifted off its base. Thousands of pounds of bronze, fixed for a century with a deliberate and unambiguous defiance, from Jim Crow through the Civil Rights Movement, were now gone. Tammy Sawyer was embraced by a crowd offering hugs and congratulations. Workers placed the statue on the bed of a rig, covered the image of the general and his gargantuan horse with a tarp, and escorted it away to storage, out of sight, its message finally disrupted.